let's talk something that will be controversial on the internet. Your famous Les Paul is a Kris Derrig, not a Gibson.
Right.
How did that guitar come to be? Who is Kris Derrig?
Okay.
Just tell me the whole story of how that happened.
All right. So Alan Niven, Guns' manager back in the day, he brought me this Les Paul to a Take One recording studio in Burbank. So he got me the guitar and I plugged it in. I rented a Marshall from SIR, and it just sounded great, right? So I didn't know about Kris Derrig. I didn't know anything about how many of these Les Pauls he'd made or anything at the time. But there was a music store called Music Works in Redondo Beach. And apparently Jim Foote, who's the owner of that store, he knew this guy, Kris Derrig, and was basically a broker for these 59 reissues or 59 replicas. But that was back when you couldn't, Gibson didn't make 59 reissues.
That was prehistoric reissues.
Yeah, so these were like replicas and really, really well done replicas before Gibson really made anything like that. And so, that was just a really killer sounding guitar. And I took it on the road with me for the first US Guns tour in '87, and I beat the shit out of it. And I was like, I got to retire these. And so I went finally to Gibson and bought a couple of guitars from Gibson at cost. They sold them to me for. And that started the whole relationship with Gibson, because prior to that, I had never talked to anybody over there. But that's the whole story. And so Kris, and I never met Kris. He passed away around the time that I actually got the guitar, or just prior to that. But I have, I think, 3 of his guitars, and they're just really, really well made and technically accurate, almost to the point where the details of a 59, like I've seen the notes that are written down about millimeters of this, and and then he also made a point of getting original PAFs and putting them in there, and also the Bumblebee caps and all that kind of shit. So real attention to detail.
So I know you've used that guitar on almost everything. I was talking to Dave Cobb. I know it's all over the new Conspirators record. Yeah. You have all this other stuff. Is that guitar just kind of become home base for you? Like that's what you judge everything off of?
It's definitely sort of like, a security blanket, because tonally it just has a thing. And I, pretty much any record that I've recorded, the band that I'm in, that guitar's been there.
Chainsaw case.
Yeah, so this is actually, probably is the case that Jessica actually originally came in. But this is the Derrig.
Oh man, there it is.
So this is the Kris Derrig 59 replica that I've had since 1987. And it was, I beat it up pretty good for that first, 8 to 10 months that I used it in Guns N' Roses in '87, opening for the Cult and all that stuff. But this guitar, it just has a very unique sound to it. It's got Alnico 2s in it. I haven't really...
Alnico 2 PAFs?
Yeah.
So this is a real set of...
No, Alnico, Seymour Duncan.
These are your
Duncans. They were theirs then.
Oh, now they're yours.
Yeah, I mean, I did a couple little tiny tweaks to them to do the Slash ones. But these were Seymour Duncan Alnico 2s in 1987. Or 88. I think this was made in '86. But this guitar has a very sort of great, unique tone to it. And so I use it whenever I go into the studio. It's always there in case anything else I have doesn't work. Right?
Yeah. I mean, if you had to just do a gig with one guitar.
Yeah, if I was on a desert island, that would probably still
be the one. There's a lot of hits on this guitar, man.
And we used it for this latest record, right? Yeah. And I would put it, I would use it, and Dave would go, "What's that? What's that guitar?" Well, it's the Derrig. You go, "Oh, okay." So he totally recognized it when we were doing the session, because there's some songs I didn't do with this guitar, and he would, you know, go like, okay, so that's cool. This particular guitar is cool. But as soon as I put this back on, he goes, oh, I love that.
Did he try and buy it from you? Did he offer? He didn't even try.
No, but he did influence me purchasing a couple of guitars that I didn't necessarily need. But.
Well,
and then I got him to buy a 57 gold top with the black pickguards and the black pickup rings.
The black plastics. That's cool. It's kind of surreal to hold this one, man.
Yeah.
This is...
It's a lot of history.
Yeah. Now, does this go out or just replicas?
Yeah, just the replicas.
Just
I don't
the
take this
replica.
out. I stopped taking it out in '88.
Oh, it got retired.
Yeah, because I was like, the way that I manhandle guitars on the road, it's not going to, you know, it's just.
So all of this is like,
it was in
18
pristine,
months.
Yeah,
that's
it was
like
pristine
18 months
condition when I first got it.
Wow.
You know, it was totally clean.
Man. Yeah, it's killer.